Arator and the Troll Wars. As the High Elves fought for their lives against the Trolls' fierce onslaught, the scattered nomadic humans of Warlords forced to consolidate their own tribal lands. The tribes of early humanity raided each other's settlements with little heed of racial unity or honor. Yet one tribe, known as the Arati, saw the Trolls were becoming too great a threat to ignore. The Arati wished to bring all the tribes under its rule so they could provide a unified front against the Troll warbands. Over the course of 6 years, the cunning Arati outmaneuvered and outfought the rival tribes. After every victory, the Arati offered peace and equality to the conquered people. Thus they won the loyalty of those they had beaten. Eventually, the Arati tribes came to include many disparate, tribes, and the ranks of its army grew vast. Confident that they could hold their own against the Troll warbands, or even the reclusive elves of Nibi, the Arati warlords decided to construct a mighty fortress city in the southern regions of Lordaeron. The city-state, known as Strom, became the capital of the Arati nation, Arator. As Arator prospered, humans from all over the vast continent traveled south to the protection and safety of Strom. United under one banner, the human tribes developed a strong, optimistic culture. Thoradin, the king of Arator, knew the mysterious elves in the northern lands were under constant siege by the Trolls, but refused to risk the safety of his people in the defense of reclusive strangers. Many months passed as the rumors of elves' supposed defeat trickled down from the north. It was only when the weary ambassadors from Keltalas reached Strom that Thoradin realized how great the Troll threat truly was. The elves informed Thoradin that the Troll armies were vast, that once they had destroyed Keltalas, they would move on to attack the Southlands. The desperate elves, in dire need of military aid, hastily agreed to teach certain select humans to wield magic in exchange for their help against the warbands. Thoradin, distrustful of any magic, agreed to aid the elves of necessity. Almost immediately, elven sorcerers arrived in Arator began to instruct humans in the ways of magic. The elves found that humans, while innately clumsy in their handling of magic, possessed a certain natural affinity for it. 100 men were taught the very basics of elf secrets, no more than absolutely necessary to combat the Trolls. Convinced that their human students were ready to aid in the struggle, the elves left Strom and travelled north along with the mighty armies of King Thoradin. And I'm going to have to stop there for just 1 second. You won't notice. Just have to do a quick fag of the video. Because I'm a fucking worrywart. Hey folks. The united elf and human armies clashed against the overwhelming Troll warbands at the foot of the Altrak Mountains. The battle lasted for many days, and but the unflagging armies of Arator never tired or gave an inch of ground before the Troll onslaught. The elven lords deemed that the time had come to release the powers of their magic upon the enemy. The 100 human magi and a multitude of elven sorcerers called upon the fury of the heavens and set the Troll armies ablaze. The elemental fires prevented the Trolls from regenerating their wounds and burned their tortured forms from the inside out. Fuck. Yeah, the Trolls currently can regenerate any wound and whatnot. I was going to say like D&D Trolls, but don't you have to kill them with fire or acid or they come back to life? Not with these, as far as I know. As the Troll armies broke and attempted to flee, Thoradin's armies ran them down and sorted every last one of their soldiers. The Trolls would never fully recover from their defeat, and history would never see the Trolls rise as one nation again. Assured that Keltalas was saved from destruction, the elves made a pledge of loyalty and friendship to the nation of Arator and to the bloodline of its king, Thoradin. The humans and elves would nurture its peaceful relationships for ages to come. Two more. If you're enjoying this, I think I could find some more. The dwarves of Ironforge Mountain lived in peace for many centuries. However, their society grew too large within the confines of their mountain cities. Though the mighty High King Modimus Anvilmar ruled over all dwarves with justice and wisdom, three powerful factions had risen amongst the dwarven society. The Bronzebeard clan, ruled by the Thane Moradin Bronzebeard, held close ties to the High King and stood as the traditional defenders of the Ironforge Mountain. The Wildhammer clan, ruled by Tain uh, Card, Cardros Wildhammer, inhabited foothills and crags around the base of the mountain and sought to gain more control within the city. The third faction, the Dark Iron clan, was ruled by the sorcerer Tain Tyrosin, and the Dark Irons hid within the deepest shadows under the mountain, fought against both their Bronzebeard and Wildhammer cousins. For a time, the three factions kept a tenuous peace, but tensions erupted when the High King Anvilmar passed away from old age. The three ruling clans went to war for control of Ironforge itself. The dwarf civil war raged under the earth for many years. Eventually, the Bronzebeard, who had the largest standing army, banished the Dark Irons and Wildhammers from under the mountain. Cardros and his Wildhammer warriors travelled north through the barrier gates of Don Algaz, and they founded their own kingdom within the distant peaks of Grim Batol. There the Wildhammers thrived here on my lip, and rebuilt their stores of treasure. Tassaran and his Dark Irons did not fare as well. Humiliated and enraged by their defeat, they vowed to revenge against Ironforge. Leading his people far south, Tassaran founded a city, which he named after himself, within the beautiful Red Ridge Mountains. Prosperity and the passing of years did little to ease the Dark Irons' rancor towards their cousins. Tesseran and his sorcerer's wife, Mudgood, launched a two-pronged assault against both Ironforge and Grim Batol. The Dark Irons were intent on claiming all of Khazmudan for their own. The Dark Iron army smashed against their cousin strongholds and very nearly took both kingdoms. But however, Madarin Bronzebeard ultimately led his clan to decisive victory over Tesseran's sorcerer's army. Tesseran and his servants fled back to the safety of the city, unaware of the events transpiring at Grim Batol, where Mudgood's army would fare no better against Cadros' Wildhammer warriors. As she confronted the enemy warriors, Mudgood used her power to strike fear into their hearts. Shadows moved at her command, and dark things crawled up from the depths of the earth to stalk Wildhammers in their own halls. Eventually, Mudgood broke through the gates and laid siege to the fortress itself. The Wildhammers fought desperately, Caldros himself wading through the roiling masses to slay the sorceress queen. Throats burning. With the queen lost, the Dark Irons fled before the fury of the Wildhammers. They raced south towards their king's stronghold, only to meet the armies of the Ironforge, which come to aid Grim Batol. Crushed between two armies, the reigning Dark Iron forces were utterly destroyed. The combined armies of Ironforge and Grim Batol then turned south, intent on destroying Tesseran and his Dark Irons once and for all. They had not gone far when Tesseran's fury resulted in a spell of cataclysmic proportions. Seeking to summon a supernatural minion that would ensure his victory, Tesseran called upon the ancient powers sleeping beneath the world. To his shock and ultimate doom, got distracted by the person asking how to upgrade him. I don't know. To his shock and ultimately his doom, the creature that emerged was more terrible than any nightmare could have imagined. Ragnaros, the Fire Lord, immortal lord of all fire elementals, had been banished by the Titans when the world was young. Now freed by Tesseran's call, Ragnaros erupted into being once again. Ragnaros' cataclysmic rebirth into Azeroth shattered Red Ridge Mountains and created a raging volcano at the center of the devastation. Red Ridge is still there, but it's just apparently like a third the size of it once was. The mountain known as Blackrock Mountain was bordered by the Searing Gorge to the north and Burning Steeps to the south. Though Tesseran was killed by the forces he unleashed, his surviving brethren were ultimately enslaved by Ragnaros and his elementals. They remain within the depths of Blackrock to this day. Witnessing this horrific devastation and the fire spreading across the southern mountains, King Moradin and King Carados halted their armies and hastily turned back towards their kingdoms, unwilling to face the awesome wrath of Ragnaros. But the Bronzebeards returned to Ironforge and rebuilt their glorious city. The Wildhammers also returned. Sorry, I just don't know how to respond to people, so it's just like. Oh, that still works. Beautiful. I know there's an item involved, but I don't know the details, so as far as it matters, I don't really know. Um, the Bronzebeard returned to. Oh yeah, the Wildhammers also returned to Grimbatal. However, the death of Modgood had left an evil stain on the mountain fortress, and the Wildhammers found it uninhabitable. They were bitter in their hearts over the loss of their beloved home. King Bronzebeard offered the Wildhammers a place to live within the borders of Ironforge, but the Wildhammers steadfastly refused. Caradros took his people north towards the lands of Lordaeron. Settling within the lush forest of the hinterlands, the Wildhammers crafted the city of Airy Peak, where the Wildhammers grew close to nature and even bonded with the mighty griffins of the area. Seeking to retain relations and trade with their cousins, the dwarves of Ironforge constructed two massive arches, the Tandol Span, to bridge the gap between Casmodan and Lordaeron. Boasted by mutual trade, the two kingdoms prospered. After the deaths of Moderan and Caradros, their sons jointly commissioned the two great statues in honor of their fathers. The statues would stand guard over the pass into the Southlands, which had become volcanic in wake of Ragnaros' scorching presence. They served as a warning to all who would attack the Dwarven kingdom, and as a reminder of the price the Dwarvians paid for their crimes. The two kingdoms retained close ties for some years, but the Wildhammers were much changed by the horrors they witnessed at Grimbatal. They took to living above ground on the slopes of Airy Peak, instead of carving a vast kingdom beneath the mountain. The ideological differences between the two dwarven clans ultimately led to the parting of ways. And finally, to talk to this guy, browse your goods, and they sell heirlooms. Oh, uh, I didn't know at the time. Apparently, this is how you do it. You buy these. It's very expensive if you want to upgrade them. But oh no, these heirlooms are actually pretty easy to buy. I thought I remember them being much more of a pain. Still, I'm not going to use heirlooms on any of my followers. Followers? No. Dionysus, Tiresias, Odysseus, and Jocasta. I'm not going to use them on any of them. On principle. Oh, oh no, this brings me back. This brings back some memories. You didn't look at the scores, did you? This belonged to old Nolan. May he rest in peace. Not a very good explorer, but a hell of a drinker. Ooh, he gives me one. Upgrade an heirloom armor, trinket, shield, or offhand, allowing it to increase in power up to level 90. I hate to be too cynical, but I don't think we're going to find Nolan in one piece, or in a lot of pieces. Nolan was enough for finding rare coins. He's been from one end of the world to the other finding them. Now he's gone and gotten himself killed looking for more mint condition Draenor coins. Tell you what, let me show you what these coins look like, and you bring me a few more of them, and I'll set up an exhibit in his honor. Ah, and misprinted Draenor coins can be found. Oh, ready for power leveling. Collect 15 heirlooms when completing your first heroic Draenor dungeon each day.